Hello and welcome to Jonathan Miller's Amateur Garage. I'm Jonathan Miller and I'm here today to talk to you about my Genius Hour project on how to build industrial shelves using reclaimed barnwood. We're going to talk about the materials required, we're going to talk about the tools to be used, and we're going to touch on safety. Now, to start a big project like this, you need reclaimed barnwood. Lucky for me, I've got a friend, Dave, who has a 55-acre property with an old barn on it, which I have acquired a 6-foot piece to work with. So when we look at this is our piece of barnwood here. You can see it's got a lot of history on it, all sorts of marks on it, which is perfect for what we're looking to do. We're also going to need some galvanized pipe, we're going to need some flanges, and we're going to need some caps. We're also going to use some screws, we're going to use horsehair paintbrush, we're going to use some wood stain, latex gloves, as well as some 80 and 220 sandpaper. Now, the tools that we're going to be using: miter saw, all right? You also have the option to be using a circular saw or a table saw, but the miter saw is what we're going to be working with today. You're also going to be looking at using a random orbit sander, a power drill, a level, measuring tape, and a pencil. When it comes to safety, you're going to want to tie your hair back, use safety glasses, as well as use ear protection. Now, when we talk about getting a big project like this started, we have to think about the space that we're going to be operating in. So we're going to be working in the bathroom upstairs, and the space that we're looking to put these shelves into is 34 inches across, and we want to maximize that space without making it look cluttered. So we've opted to use a 26-inch shelf in there, and we've already assembled our brackets, which is the galvanized pipe, the cap, and the flange, and some of the screws, and we put it into the wall. We've used our level, we've measured it out, marked it up, and it's ready to go. So we're going to talk about what we're going to be doing in here in order to build the shelf, the woodworking side of the project. So first, you want to measure up your board to 26 inches, and we're going to be using 2 because we're setting up 2 shelves in there. So once we do that, we use the miter saw here to cut those 2 pieces and get a nice solid cut. From there, we want to use our random orbit sander. Now, when we're doing this, we just want to take out some of the imperfections on the board. We don't want to go too hard because, again, we don't want to take out the history that's in this board. All these imperfections is what makes this perfect. So once you've done that is when you start applying your first stain of coat. So you take your brush, you want to go in the direction of the grain, and then you want to let it set for 2 to 4 hours. Your stain may say something different, but the one we're working with is 2 to 4 hours before we can start applying our second coat. But before we do our second coat, we want to use our 220 grit sandpaper, which is a nice fine paper. As we're going on it, we don't want to go too hard again. We just want to make it, buff it so that it's nice and smooth and we get that real expert look and feel of a proper woodworking project. Once that's done, again, we apply our second coat and get that really dark, rich feel in it, which is what we have here. So this is the final product that we're looking to get to. You can see it's got all sorts of character in it still. It's got the old sawmill blade marks, and it's got this deep, rich color in here, as well as you guys see some dents. It's got some wear and tear in it. So we're going to start making our way up to the bathroom here, and we're going to show you where we're going to install it, how easy it is to install, and go from there. Now, most people think woodworking projects are often difficult, which they can be because it takes a really good hand and eye to make these things happen. However, as you can see, this is a pretty simple project. We could have the opportunity to go through this and do this with a little bit of know-how and just a little bit of instruction. So as we get up here to the bathroom, you'll see we've already got the flanges up. We've got the galvanized pipe with the caps on top here. This is as simple as placing your board on, decorating, and you've added a little piece of beautiful history into a beautiful living space. My name's Jonathan Miller. Thank you for watching, and stay sharp, because nobody likes a dull tool.